like high level tech.
He's reliable as hell too.
Crazy skill ceiling.
Reliable as all hell on the frame traps as well as the advantage state. You know, you're going to see someone enter a flow state with this character very frequently because you don't approach Ultimate traditionally when you're piloting Greninja. It just doesn't happen. PS2, a very good stage for Greninja as well. Not so sure how it goes for Peach. I feel like Peach is good pretty much anywhere. But
yeah, as long as you know your routes with characters like these, you can make it work anywhere, and placing yourself is always going to be the interesting part. I think it's going to be pretty nice for Peach versus a threatening full hop like Greninja to be able to chill under that PS2 platform.
Some nice safe shelter to provide reprieve. And honestly, when you're standing below there with Turnip in hand, the Greninja player is going to have to be a little bit scared. But here we see a really good startup for Anarchy right here. Just going to opt to hold ledge right here and kind of try and keep control. Still getting these stray nairs into bears, which is good. This is good damage Anarchy's starting off with. Whoa. And I love the way he's staying grounded to catch these landings from MuteAce.
That parry was beautiful. A lot of very neat interactions here from Anarchy. Also, not overcommitting to combos that aren't going to work, right? Not overcommitting to these things like, you know, the back air side B. Just kind of noting where Mute is placing himself and running it from there.
This is going to provide a lot of difficulty for Mute, too, because Greninja's hurt box is one of the most frustrating to hit. A lot of the times, characters opt to trade with him because that's the only way to really reliably get damage unless the Greninja player really goofs on you. So
yeah.
I'm curious to see the answers Mute can find. This is also not a conventional character in today's meta, so I don't know how much EXP that MuteAce has at the helm despite his many years in the game.
MuteAce was just terrified. I mean, just so spooked. I get it. And the backer could have come out there, the downer could have come out there, but just letting Anarchy get away with that waveland grab into the up throw KO. And
you get grabbed by Greninja, you got some issues on your hands.
Yeah,
you should not be getting
grabbed by Greninja is a little crazy. Yeah, that was deep in the brain moment. Mute hopefully able to recover from that, but I mean, Anarchy looking really comfortable right now.
Very clean, very clean gameplay we're seeing, and I don't blame him. You know, Mute has taken sort of a defensive stance at the beginning, but that is the one pitfall of Greninja. That recovery doesn't have a really good hitbox. It doesn't have a hitbox on it at all.
Yeah.
You're almost set when you're positioning it over the ledge if Greninja can't go high.
Yeah, you can kind of schmix a little bit with Shadow Sneak and Shurikens, but at the end of the day, once Greninja has to make it to the ledge, things can get really dicey, especially versus a character like Peach who just gets to float there and leave Nair, right?
Nice juicy conversion, though, out of MuteAce right there to capitalize off that. And already Mute has found the kind of mileage back, already taking a % lead right here. However, going to be looking a little bit more even. That's a huge back air. That back air is strong. And if you're not ready for the DI, you're cooked. You're donezo.
Yeah, Anarchy clearly presenting an active threat. I see Mute scared to look for parry in a lot of these spots, clearly nervous about Anarchy's timing. This kid's dialed in right now.
It's tough because look at these straight hits and how big kind of Peach is on the disadvantage right here. I mean, Greninja can just chase and chase and chase, and there's really nothing you can do about it in disadvantage.
Yeah, things are getting a little dicey. That recovery could have been a big check for Mute. Unfortunately, not it. Things are looking much scarier. Rage down tilt up smash from Greninja is going to kill pretty soon on Peach.
I think one thing benefiting Anarchy here is how grounded he's been playing as well. Just not really giving Mute anything in the avenue of trades with Nair or getting a turnip in the air or anything like that. He's waiting for Mute to swing first or at least deploying like a Nair on shield if he's in the closest range possible, so Mute can't really do anything about it.
Oh, the corner pressure again. Anarchy just taking their time.
This is MuteAce on Peach, though. We've seen the combo game being super duper reliable. We've got turned up under a platform. Anarchy knows he's got to be careful when it comes to approaching this. That was an excellent up air. Unfortunately, not leading into anything.
Yeah, those PS2 platform height's going to mess you up a little bit. I'm sure Anarchy knows what that's like with the up smash, right?
Good air dodge there. The worst thing you want to do in that down throw mix-up situation against Greninja is jump, because that can just be instant death. All right, though, Mute knowing that this is kind of out of the reliable % range for Greninja to do anything except for down tilt fair. Except for down tilt fair.
Oof. I mean, Anarchy just not confirming the combos there for a little bit, but just settling for the reset consistently, not getting nervous, not wondering, you know, is Mute going to get this crazy reversal, just constantly placing properly during the reset situation. That waveline grab was so beautiful.
That was so saucy.
Fear.
That was good.
As my friend Angel Cortez likes to say, fear.
Literally, I mean, Mute, at the beginning of the game, MuteAce looked paralyzed. Absolutely. Yeah. The amount of threats posed to him at that moment where Anarchy was kind of moving around the shield and just the very little real estate MuteAce was really able to control. Like, yeah, you have turnip in hand, but when are you going to be able to use that? Especially when you're getting crossed up on your shield 80 million times. Ooh. I mean, that was such a beautiful reverse down tilt right there.
Look at that spacing.
That was so nice.
The placement from Anarchy has been so pristine.
I think the thing that aids Anarchy in this is that Greninja does have a flowchart of sorts. Yep. You know, as you get to that percent, what you're looking for more than anything else is just a pop-up. And down tilt, very quick move, very reliable pop-up tool right there. And the move that you're going to most likely be able to hit on Peach is fair in that scenario.
Yeah. Makes a lot of sense, but also, like,
that roar bear was tight. That could have gone a whole lot further if MuteAce got a little scared.
Yeah. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense that the fair would be the big tool, but Anarchy also just using that pressure to find the grounded interactions he needs, right?
I think you're also Nostradamus as well, Dre, because we do see a stage change into small battlefield. Those platform heights are going to be slightly different, and it is going to aid Mute in those up airs with the platform being slightly lower. And I think that's what Mute needs is those low landing up airs, because that's a really consistent knock-up tool to get Peach a lot of good damage.
Yeah, and I think Mute honestly might have realized if I had slightly adjusted the combo for PS2, which Mute probably practices on battlefield, small battlefield height more, that was the game, right? That one combo, that one up air that failed. But we're seeing a pretty even start here. Things getting a little bit interesting. Anarchy kind of not able to find as much in this mid-percent as he was last game. Stitch just kind of tossed away, though.
This is good for Mute, though, too. With the smaller stage in small battlefields, you will have a little bit of an easier time for Mute to close that real estate. And also, the platforms can cover more of the stage as well for Mute to hide under. So it makes things a bit trickier for Anarchy. Anarchy has a little bit less room to be expressive in this at this point.
Yeah, Anarchy with the pristine back air one, but isn't confident, so doesn't follow through off of it. Instead, wins the next interaction. A lot of that from Anarchy, right? Just these consistent recognizations of where the hit actually is, just fully cognizant. Oh, the drag down. I wonder if that could have been down smash or up smash. Very good cognizance from Anarchy there, just not overextending on the combo again and just patiently looking for the next confirm.
Also cleaning it up before it gets too messy. You know, with Peach on a stock lead is terrifying, especially in the hands of Mute, because against a character like Greninja with the wait and fall speed, Peach can get a lot of damage off pretty quickly.
All right, looking like Anarchy's favor right now. The ledge trapping so deadly.
This guy's schmoving.
Can't imagine how hard it is for Peach to get off the ledge in this matchup sometimes too. Things like Greninja back or Greninja fair, hard for 9 and 10 characters in the cast, but when you have that slower movement in the air, you can just kind of get checked over and over in that space.
These short hop fastballs too out of Anarchy are leaving a lot of like guessing games open for MuteAce right now, because how do you get off the ledge when these short hops are threatening so much real estate?
Yeah.
Like, look at these bears. These bears are covering jump on platform, neutral get up, roll. Yep. They are covering everything. It is such a good hitbox.
And on top of that, Anarchy patient enough, right, to just know what the common response is and follow that.
Also, no fear whatsoever. Like, against a character like Peach, a lot of players will be placing bricks in their pants. But this guy, no. This guy's just waiting.
Oh. Wow, the tempo here from Anarchy just seeming difficult for Mute to deal with. I mean, looking for a haymaker up smash.
At that point, you got to get desperate. I mean, the lead is slowly falling away from you. Now it's MuteAce being forced into an area of desperation. This is everything Greninja wants.
Yeah, exactly.
Let that man cook.
And Anarchy, I could tell, not worried about who he's playing, right? Just kind of running it. I'll beat anyone. As long as I can get them nervous, as long as I can get them where I want them, I can run and execute the game plan accordingly. But Mute, beginning to find signs of life here, doesn't find the fair, but that's a lot of pressure.
He's so eager to scrap too, Anarchy. Anarchy is so ready to put it. Excellent counter right there. Not going to do it just yet, but it puts him in such a favorable spot. Yo,
big extension. I knew it was coming off the sub. Yep.
That would have been crazy.
Oh, the down tilt. Fair again. Mute in a bad spot, finally placing that water. Anarchy up 2-0 on MuteAce right now.
On the verge of a huge upset. Like we said before the set started, this on paper looks pretty good for Anarchy, and so rarely do we see things on paper work out in this game where so many variables exist. But Anarchy is such a solid game plan.
And just look at the comfort. Look at the comfort.
It's comfy.
It's elements.
He's not sweating.
There's not, I mean, you know, a little bit of breathing, a little bit of like, damn, I'm here right now.
Yeah, for real.
But
I worked for this.
The composure is so crazy to see. Anarchy looking so comfortable. Mute. And I mean, we see things like that Hail Mary up smash. You gotta wonder where we're going in this set. Can Mute pull it together?
I was going to say, does Mute have the clutch gene? Because I've been out of the game, unfortunately, but I've heard on Twitter, at least, or through clips I've seen, I know that Mute has the clutch gene within them. So very curious to see how this is going to pan out. You know what I think? Mute needs to have the fit that Mute had on Game 1. Dude was looking straight out of Game of Thrones, and he was looking hard. We need that ensemble. We need the king.
Oh, looks like we're getting it started here. Sneaky little shadow sneak there. Trying to get that little reversal.
Nice.
Maybe looking for a little bit too much. MuteAce going to sniff that, win the next interaction. This ledge trapping looking really scary. Can't find the next hit. Light Nair off the ledge.
Yeah, managing to sneak through with that Nair, getting Anarchy finally some solid ground right here, but just to be put right back off. This is such a good opener from MuteAce, the best we've seen throughout this entire set so far. Mute has to keep capitalizing here because we've seen how Anarchy plays with the lead.
Wow, just patient recovery, and MuteAce, it's so interesting to see, almost not fully confident in the ledge trap there.
I mean, when you're down 2-0, can you blame him? Like, this is potentially your last lease on life in a very, very scary bracket where we have people like Aaron, Quid in the losers bracket. You do not want to drop down in such a favorable bracket at this point.
Yeah, I mean, it's just getting deadlier and deadlier. That fair placement, though, going to work out. Pretty cozy little lead here. Anarchy beginning to look for some scrappier buttons, hopefully not losing that beautiful composure we saw going into this game.
That's a very good point to make because we've seen Anarchy only playing at a lead for the duration of this entire set. Sure, there have been some scrappier moments, but honestly, how you play at a deficit can truly make or break the entire set for you.
Exactly, because it can happen to anyone. You know, anyone's got a plan until they get punched in the face, right?
That's true. It's true. Well said. All right, though, me and Dre just watching in awe of this scramble right here, trying to see the next big thing happening.
Yeah, this neutral has just been so beautiful to watch. I mean, the placement from these two.
It's gorgeous.
So deadly.
It's gorgeous.
So deadly.
This is some good-ass ultimate.
Yeah.
This is some good-ass ultimate. I won't lie.
The hydro pumps are getting crazy, too. Anarchy looking for something next. It's next level.
Trapping. Anarchy finally getting off ledge, but Mute so eager to keep this stage control. What is Anarchy going to do? I love this out of MuteAce. This is the first time we've seen him in this position, and Anarchy had to kind of think on the fly there. That really helped Mute get back.
Yeah, and now this lead becoming probably the biggest we've seen from Mute thus far, right?
Doing the player 4 right there. That's crazy.
Yep.
Empty landing, tomahawk.
Down air's not connecting. I wonder if Mute's going to stop looking for it or if it's just presenting the pressure that he needs.
We know the win condition is that low nair right there. Anarchy going to be able to finally sweep away that first stock, only to trade their second one. Mute finally on the front foot, very solidly. Cannot afford to give this up right here. Is Anarchy going to be able to rein it back in? Or did Mute find the Yomi level mid-set?
Oh, up air. Up air is going to present a big threat for Greninja, or for Peach in this matchup, right?
Yo,
such a floating character with such mid-landing options. Sometimes you're just going to have to eat those over and over and over, trying to reset to the ledge. Yeah, it's terrifying.
Mid is crazy.
You do have float. You do have some good specs, but here it goes.
Oh, my God.
The MuteAce special gets the rising up air there, has to settle.
I'm watching poetry in motion.
All right. Begins settling. We don't see a full route there, but still nets a clean 80. Just kind of back to back reading Anarchy's options here. The comfort falling back into Mute's hands. Is the game plan figured out? As I say that, the up smash comes through. Signs of life from Anarchy. Is it going to be a 30?
You know when we start seeing people empty landing, you know that MF is comfortable.
Yeah.
You know that dude is locked in.
You always know.
He's regained the mental composure, but however, this is really good for Anarchy. Oh my God, I thought we were going to see another back air into a potential shadow sneak. Honestly, nothing is off the table for Anarchy at this point, as we're seeing, again, the big threat of Anarchy ledge trapping Peach. There's just so many options being threatened, and Mute has to choose correctly.
That air dodge in the perfect spot.
Dot Eye's coming out. Not going to net anything, but
these nairs.
My man was throwing water-style jutsus at him just there with that nair train.
Oh, man.
Okay.
Oh, that's perhaps the first sign of life, but doesn't complete the route. The up air doesn't fall through.
This is so scary. One traded aerial right here. Anarchy has got to be careful for a straight nair or fair coming his way. There it is, and that'll wrap up that game right there. MuteAce finally regaining some semblance of control. But there's a lot of games that Anarchy still has to work with here. There's still so much time on the board. The game plan can be recuperated. We just need to see if Anarchy has got... Oh, the handshaking, too.
Yeah, we see it.
Got that booch on deck.
I mean, you're...
We staying healthy.
This is a tense set. I can only imagine.
You've got to take a sip of the booch after that.
Oh, yeah, the booch to the dome. Oh. Yeah, look at that. Oof, the tremble,
does Anarchy got that dog in him, though?
Anarchy does have that dog in him, and I mean, you have to wonder, right? Like, you're playing at such high APM and having to keep up with a character like Greninja, right?
So quick.
It only makes sense. MuteAce breathing a little bit, taking a little bit of time to compose themselves.
Yeah, catch your breath. I mean, you're in like Need for Speed when you're locked into that set. Like, there are certain character matchups you can breathe, compose yourself. Against Greninja, your concentration is getting disrupted simultaneously, constantly. You just cannot have a second to catch your breath. So I think Mute should cherish these few solid moments of solace and being able to really recompose themselves.
Yeah, and players with a good eye will be able to notice, you know, Mute kind of got away with a little bit of murder at the end there. The up air failing, the fair missing. There are a couple cheeky little interactions.
The beauty of the scramble, man. The beauty of the scramble.
But
sometimes you either come out clean or you come out dusty and cut up as hell.
Yeah, but every game a fresh slate, right? So we have to see what player is able to make the most of that. We're back on PS2. Pretty interesting for this matchup.
No DSR. I'm assuming stages like FD and the flatter guys were banned. That way Anarchy can't run wild by catching every landing MuteAce does. So
Dash Attack Simulator.
That's the unfortunate truth of going down 2-1 in the best of 5 with no DSR. You have to be able to eat that re-up, honestly. But Mute with a very solid start here.
Yeah, and Mute beginning to realize, you know, you can't exactly touch a Death Greninja every single time. A much weirder character to combo. If you have it rehearsed, it's worth it. But if you don't have it rehearsed, you have to do what you can in the moment, and Mute settling for wonderful resets, maxing out on positioning and advantage.
I'm just doing a little bit of gardening in the middle of this battle real quick. You saw that, and a beautiful 0 to death from MuteAce poetry. And I can tell Mute is looking a lot more locked in. This is potentially the top player turn up.
Yeah, here it is. Oh, the route begins.
Oh, my fingers!
The fourth one,
my fingers are falling off.
Unfortunate.
I feel like SpongeBob after cracking his knuckles in the Weenie Hut Jr. episode, bro. Gonna need some ice cream after that one.
Please.
Look at the damage pile up, Dre. It's just getting worse and worse for Anarchy. This is everything Mute needs and more.
Yeah, Mute really finding that comfort. Anarchy beginning to fish a little bit here. The last two games, Mute just becoming more and more comfortable. That top player composure really coming through. But Anarchy, no slouch, right? If Anarchy can find the answers, find that momentum we've seen, it's very possible.
It's tough because now I think Mute has successfully adapted to Anarchy's base game plan. We are struggling to see Anarchy recuperate after that and trying to draw. He's at the chalkboard right now, scratching his head like, yo, how do I do this equation?
Yes, but this is the do or die position, right? This is where you either become a new player or you fall as the player you once were.
There's not much time left for that either, but we are going to see the down tilt up smash, not enough damage, but still good stage control for Anarchy. We just need to see the stock. Excellent ledge trap, but we need to see more of that now, especially that... I like that Anarchy took note of that because Mute has definitely been taking a sweet-ass time on that ledge.
Hanging out there, right?
Yeah, literally.
And that's something that you can kind of get away with versus Greninja because you want to try to get through on those timings, make Greninja push the button, and then maybe roll through or get an attack in there. But Mute taking the stock right back. Every sign of life from Anarchy just being ripped away in an instant these last two games.
And we need to see if the frog can kiss the princess on this one, bro, because my dude needs to turn up. This, like you said, is do or die at this point. You only have so many more games to playlist to try and adapt, but I'm liking the schmicks. We see a grab, and when you're grabbing as Greninja, when you're knocking at death's door, that's a good sign. That's a good sign of life for Anarchy.
Absolutely. Mute also recognizing the position, right? Seeing that low recovery is very good versus Greninja because doesn't really have a way of challenging the parasol. So if Greninja doesn't find himself level with you parallel, you know, horizontally, things get a little bit dicey. He's constantly going to have to eat the up B or try to trade at best.
And we're seeing, we know what Anarchy wants right now. It's these down tilts into up smash or some potential more damage. Mute, though, getting a little bit of damage, and we're not seeing it go as one-sided. I think Anarchy is very slowly starting to recalibrate here as we get a beautiful conversion right there. It's that fair. Finding that fair when he needed it most. The cook tray.
68% is good, too. I mean, this is a comfortable spot. Peach isn't really going to touch a death view or get too much, right? Has to settle for a 2-tap here, and they're deadly, but Greninja hitting Peach here is infinitely scarier. Anarchy, if can clutch up, is in a really nice spot here. MuteAce perfectly holding that center stage, though, not letting Anarchy get away with anything except for the up B. Immediately gets covered by the dash attack.
How hungry is Anarchy for it, though? And MuteAce is definitely playing with this lead very nicely. Anarchy's going to be the one to initiate a lot of these neutral interactions right here. And the damage is very plentiful. Peach has a plethora of win conditions at her helm right now. Oh my god, the Shadow Sneak.
Oh,
that was crazy.
Call out.
That was something.
Wow. Wow.
Hitting fair right there, so low, reverse. That is insane tech.
That has to hurt. And I mean, there is one of two ways that happened. You either mash spot dodge or roll, and it happened that quickly, or you got caught jumping out of shield again. And that's gotta hurt.
And this is just war experience. This is the amount of stars you have on your body at that point. Okay, we do see the hoodie coming off for Anarchy, though. We are no longer sweating. We are ready to cook. Oh my god, so low too.
Yeah.
Mute has got it down. If there's someone who is more tried and true on this character that knows their lap time, it is MuteAce for sure.
Constant grinder. The Grustler, if you will. I fought the Grustler yesterday. Great tag.
That's a top player moment as well. I mean, Mute has been in this situation many, many times. Anarchy, I know, has been to a lot of offline tournaments as well, but mainly the big ones, I feel like. So this situation is definitely a lot less common and frequent for them.
Yes.
You gotta lock in, though. You gotta keep it cool. Game 5, it's do or die.
And again, right? You know, every game a blank slate. At the end of the day, you made it to Game 5, right? So you have to be able to try to pull out of your head for a second, analyze what was working, what am I getting called out on. Just really take a second where you can and analyze your play. Because if you keep approaching it the same way, I mean, we're seeing how comfortable Mute is getting with every single answer, right?
You can tell the shaking is starting to stop. He's starting to lock in and slide a little bit more comfortably into the neutral, into the punish game. We're seeing the option selections being a lot different in terms of how Mute is treating his own disadvantage.
Yes, the timing's out of shield. That's a big one that I keep noticing. You know, Greninja doesn't really have a grab to fall back on for the mix because it just gets spot dodged super easily. It's not the best grab in the game.
And that is just great for Mute. We're back on small battlefield.
Yeah.
Which is really good.
This is perhaps a little bit of a whiff on stage select, but Greninja does get
why not go back to PS2?
Well. Honestly, I think map selection here seems pretty good for them, and Anarchy just wants full comfort, and we see the full comfort coming through. Doesn't quite hit that fair, but finds himself guarding that ledge once more, holding center stage, taking notes from
short
Mute.
hops. That's beautiful. Literally, they're both jumping in place, waiting for the other to... This is a game of chicken we're watching right now.
Yep. Holding that center stage, more concerned with positioning than finding the hit every single time, but Mute able to squeeze out of the corner. It's just a constant dance here.
This is a samurai neutral, bro.
You take center stage.
This is some Sam Show neutral right here, bro. You get sliced once, you're dead.
Yeah, because they both know. I mean, their extensions have both been so consistent.
Yeah,
if one person gets caught in the wrong spot, it could be over. Ooh, that Nair, terrifying. Both of them just inches away from each other with what could have killed, but Mute finds it first, doesn't quite get the fair.
And you can see both of them are very ginger to kind of overextend in their spacing with their aerials. They are like, you're gonna walk into me, but I'm not gonna walk into you.
Yes. What a good push here from Anarchy, though. I mean, so patient comparative to the last two games, right? Really not letting Mute get away with that same beatdown.
You could argue the same for Mute, though, honestly. Anarchy was getting away with murder games 1 and 2, and now we're seeing, we're seeing a whole lot, a lot more respect on both sides for each other, I'd say. I mean, you can just tell in the neutral, man. It's slowed down so much. We're already almost 2 minutes down the clock at this point, and not a single stock to be taken.
The jump got eaten there. Mute has to be careful. Eats the back air. Oh, you can't fall back on that float.
I blinked. Mute wanted to do another high recovery because maybe potentially he thought an up air was going to come out, but not at that spacing, not in the top right corner of the stage when you're off stage.
Ooh, that's a big lead for Anarchy, too. Once again, at this nice little comfortable window where Peach cannot touch a death, you has to settle for these 2 taps. Mute is going to have to win a lot of interactions to seal this out here or make a really solid read. Anarchy playing this patient neutral. These light nairs at perfect distance, finds the dash attack. The conversions begin. That's 40.
We're also starting to see the shurikens coming out too a little bit, which is an additional mid-range check that Anarchy's putting in there. So you can tell Anarchy is starting to get comfortable with playing a little bit more of a mid-range game plan now that Mute has adapted to the scrapping.
Yeah, exactly. And that is what opens up Greninja dash attack, though. So it gets real scary real fast, where if you try to land in that mid-range too often, you just get double stick dash attack almost a quarter of a stage, it feels like.
All right, though, Anarchy being able to slip back onto stage once more. Mute needs this ledge trap, but doesn't get it. Anarchy goes for a crazy grab. That's crazy. Grabbing there is crazy at 130 against Peach Nair.
You're nutty.
Wild. You are nutty for that, but now you're burning your most precious resource, which is your stock lead. This is
the same up air.
This gets scary. Oh my god. Not catching the landing right there. These two are just barely missing each other on these conversions. Yo, Mute has got to be careful with how, like, they're drifting back, too. Yeah. Anarchy has shown that he's ready to pull the trigger on those edge guards.
Yeah. Mute not getting too much off of the parries this game every time. We see it in that last interaction, too, but finally getting a back air out of shield, making a bit of a push to the corner. Finds that same up air on the landing. You have to stop forcing the aerial approach. The counter, though, that's a really bad spot for Peach. You match her horizontally. It's over.
Mute the Hydro Pump low-key helping, the Hydro Pump low-key helping Mute get to a better trajectory for that one.
Yep.
And now Mute is in the driver's seat. Excellent back air right here, Anarchy's got to be careful because this could really determine the whole game right here, how he gets out of the corner.
Regret! Regret! Why'd I push that Hydro Pump? No! But cleans it back up. Oh my god, Mute back in the corner again. Anarchy. Oh my god, pushes the Hydro Pump again.
This feels like the last stock. This feels like the last stock. Literally, I think that's the point we're trying to make right here. This is huge. You've seen how slowly this goes. Down
killed. Downer killed.
What is back even once again? Game 5 last stock. This is gonna go miles for either player at this point, and this is just the first round of winners.
Big start there, but no follow through on the second up air. Oh my god, Anarchy keeps pushing. Things are getting crazy.
And Anarchy is getting so much stray damage on Mute right here. And Anarchy knows how to look for those win cons at this high percent. The grab coming out, the schmicks is so plentiful.
Plentiful schmicks for you, fine sir. Nice landing there, good spacing, but Mute again patient, just chases to the corner.
Mute needs the God combo right now, literally.
Oh, the soft fair doesn't connect the fair, but that's the double jump causes the air dodge, but it's too early.
I'm tweaking. Oh my god, and just the dance of death going on right here. Both just mashing aerials, looking for their most plentiful hitboxes to potentially just get some sort of straight hit. Stage control is so crucial.
Oh my god!
And that's gonna be it! Wow. The pop-off is crazy!
Wow! Hard-earned set! Oh my god!
Oh my god, he's going beast mode.
That was so well played. I mean, what a deserved pop-off!
That guy hit him with the yippee at the end.
That was a working man's upset.
Literally.
Like, yo, the effort that went into that one was crazy.
And I can't even imagine the euphoria Anarchy must feel. I mean, there was such a scramble. That was truly a make or break, and you could tell the tension and nerves were palpable on both sides. But Anarchy coming out of that one wonderfully as Mute now is another demon in this bracket. Put into losers. That was insane. That set just gave me life, bro.
Yeah, that was a beautiful one. And oh my god, look at when the jump gets taken. Anarchy's reaction time just so consistent.
Literally.
Just that 1 second, just looks at the pulse. Look at, why? Hey,
he jumped the double jump. Why are you jumping?
Why are you doing that? Hey, don't do that.
That's the worst thing you can do. That's the worst thing you can do against Greninja.
There is because Greninja can up air you there, can back air you there, right? And you have to reset to the corner, but Mute trying to mix perhaps a little bit too hard out of disadvantage.
I mean, I think it's just the frustration that just built up. I mean, you saw how tense the neutral was that entire set. You can't help but crack in those moments sometimes, no matter how seasoned you are as a player. All it takes is one interaction for things to go sour. Because you could tell how much respect those two had for each other middle of that set. Bananas, bonkers, well played to Anarchy.
Incredibly. Yeah, that was just...
We got to calm down for just a moment. Let's quench our thirst a little bit with some advertisements. If we want to, but I want to. I'm going to start off with my favorite slide of this entire turn. We got the Beekeeper. It's been a year, man. I don't know how to do this.
I'm so weak. It's okay, Sean. We're going to get through this. Yeah.
He's geeking.
Let's go! Rip that off. Like the immediate recognition too. Yeah. Oh, what a pop off.
Yes,
just
sir.
Emphatic. Full soul.
That's what we're here for. That's what every single
beautiful.
person in this building is here for right
That's
now,
why
is
you
that
have to
pop
do
off.
it. You have to do it to want to be the best. You have to sit down and know you can beat anyone. It doesn't matter. Sit me down next to MuteAce. I'll destroy Mute. And that could have been a 3-0.
That could
There's
be
a
you.
universe where that could have been a 3-0. That could be
If you lost faith in this game, that could have been you. Pick up the sticks. We're only 5 years deep.